Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome back to Deep Recruiting. This Monday, we're going to be going over a Brian Tracy piece. Last week, we did Tom Hopkins. This week, we're going to do Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. And basically, it's about how to go forward with time management, how to manage your day. And we're going to specifically go into how that's going to deal with recruiting. Now, if you've got specific challenges, problems, questions, anything you want, email us at deeprecruiting@teamgtn.com. We'll probably address it on the air. We'll keep it all anonymous. We're coming to you live every Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time with another way you can become better as a recruiter. Questions about AI, questions about how to close, questions about how to negotiate money. We're going to cover it all. We would like your likes, comments, and shares on these posts so that we can grow our audience. But let's jump into it now for Brian Tracy and Eat That Frog. Now, Brian Tracy says that throughout his career, he found out that the ability to concentrate single-mindedly on the most important task and to do it well and to finish it completely was the key to his success, the key to his achievement, to respect that he earned, to the status he earned, and the happiness in his life. This key insight is the heart and soul of really eating that frog. The key to success, Brian says, is action. These principles work by bringing about fast, predictable improvements in performance and results. The faster you learn and apply them, the faster you will move ahead in your career. It's pretty much guaranteed. There is no limit to what you can accomplish when you learn how to take that action, how to eat that frog. So there's really one key to rule them all, so to speak. When it comes to personal development, most people will tell you that action is the one thing that you've got to do. Taking action on the things you read, taking action on the things you say you're going to do, taking action on the things others will ask of you. Without action, all these other little gems that come from personal development, well, they have no teeth. But it's easy to forget action. It's easy to procrastinate. It's easier to take that path of least resistance. Today, it's even easier than ever. Let AI handle it. I'll get to it tomorrow. I've got to watch a cat video right now. But the good news is that when action happens, it is the most effective. It has the most effect on your momentum. So, moving on to my next note here. Sorry about the voice. It is cracking. I'm going to have to get that looked at. I think it has been said for many years that the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog. You can go through the day with satisfaction of knowing that it's probably the worst thing that is going to happen to you all day long. I've referred to this in the past personally as eating my broccoli first. Your frog is really your biggest, most important task that you're most likely to procrastinate on if you don't do something about it now. It's also the one task that can have the greatest positive impact on your life and your results in the moment. For a lot of people, the frog in sales is the simple act of prospecting. It's the one thing they don't want to do. Me, I always treated like cold calling was my morning coffee. It was the thing that got me going in the day. I apologize, needing to drink during this. A live frog is unlikely to taste very good. Plus, it probably isn't going to go down easy. So you probably have tasks like that, like cold calling, ones that you'd rather put off until an imaginary tomorrow. Maybe ones that you're not sure you can even do. Perhaps ones that may be sitting on your plate for days, weeks, even months, and they just sit there staring at you. Look, you're not alone. Most of the people that need coaching, most of the people that take coaching, they've got one big, ugly frog to eat, but they would rather just like a little help in getting the courage to do it. So first, we have to resolve what the frog is, and we have to resolve that we're going to deal with it first thing in the morning. when our willpower is typically going to be the highest. You see this a lot with people that are going to work out. They like to work out in the morning because they're going to eat that frog, get it out of the way. They don't like to do it later in the day. Second, we give more than one frog that we should pick the ugliest or the most likely to make the other ones taste a little bit better. In other words, you probably have a lot of ugly tasks you need to take or tackle. So you want to deal with the ugliest one first, the one that's going to make you the most uncomfortable first. Your priority should be, in order, yourself. And by yourself, we're talking about your faith, having a positive attitude, your health, mental and physical. So you have to take care of yourself first. What frog is involved in you not taking care of yourself? Number 2 is your family and your loved ones. Number 3 are the very close friends. Have you not made that phone call you need to be making to your friend to maintain that relationship? The success of your customers at your place of business. That's number 4. Number 5 is the success of your employer. Number 6 is the success of your career. Now, notice that your customers and your employer come before your career. Why is that? Because if you take care of your customers and your employer before your career, typically they will take care of your career for you and on your behalf. So your growth as a sales professional, your tactical skills as a recruiter, your strategic skills as a recruiter, the growth of your network, the constant honing of your craft, and the effort you put into delivering results, those are specific frogs you may need to be eating every single morning. And while you cannot control the results of your daily tasks, you can make informed decisions on what tasks you need to accomplish every day to be successful long term. For your daily tasks as a professional recruiter, your priorities should be, in order, planning your workday the night before. Your daily plans should include, at a minimum, at least 50 outbound phone calls, at least 12 connections to make on LinkedIn, at least 4 interviews that you're going to conduct every single day. That should lead to a minimum of 2 presentations you're going to make every single day. Some people call it a send out, or some people call it a submission. I like to think of it as presentation to my client. And the last part of your day, you should have the self-imposed discipline to earn at least 1 offer for your candidate every single week. If you will do those numbers, 50 outbound phone calls, 12 connections on LinkedIn, 12 connections on the phone, should have mentioned that one, 4 interviews per day, 2 presentations per day, you should be netting 1 offer per week at a minimum. These are the numbers you should start out with in your career. And as you get better and better, those numbers should get a little bit better so you don't have to be quite as aggressive. Follow your plan every single day. You need to hold yourself accountable to it. You need to fill your pipeline every single day. I've been preaching this for 30 years. Nothing is more important than your pipeline. I told you earlier that cold calls are kind of my frog that I eat every morning. That's because for me, my pipeline is my frog. My pipeline is the most important part of my day, and I will do everything to make sure my pipeline is full every single day. That's how I make sure I'm maintaining my success. Follow your plan, hold yourself accountable to it, okay? You need to address the most important open jobs that your account managers have. We have a very specific important job up in New Jersey that we need to be addressing right now. It requires all of our attention, at least my recruiters, to make sure that we're getting that job taken care of, okay? You need to acquire job leads every single day. You need to be supporting your account managers by helping them understand what's going on in the market. You need to be getting referrals every single day. Every single phone call, every single interview you do should be generating leads and referrals for you. If not, you need to go back and visit your process. You need to understand and learn, or I should say, learn and understand the technology stack you're dealing with every single day. Maybe it's not a technology stack, but you need to understand the qualifications that you're recruiting for to make sure you're qualifying your candidates as effectively as possible. You need to be reaching out to your A candidates at least once a week to be maintaining a relationship with them. You need to be checking references on your candidates, all of them, before you make a presentation. You need to review ad response that you get. Ad response is kind of the lowest common denominator we work with in this business, but there are hidden gems in those ad responses. There are people that you're going to find are very well qualified, maybe not for the job they applied for, but they're actually a really stellar candidate. So don't ignore that ad response. It's something you should be checking every single day. You need to make sure you're investing the time to prepare your candidates for interviews with your client. You've done all this work to find a candidate, to qualify a candidate, to prep a candidate to go out to an interview. You need to make sure you're investing that little bit of extra time to make sure your candidate is going to excel in that interview. After the interview, you must take the time to debrief the candidate. How did it go? What did you guys talk about? Who did the majority of talking during that interview? These are all critical things you need to be finding out. You'll discover, quite honestly, the better your candidate thinks they did in the interview, typically the worse they did. The one you want, the response you want, is the one who goes, man, I don't know how I did. They asked some really tough questions. I really struggled, but I tried to be fair and honest. That's the one you should be excited about. That's the one you're probably going to get an offer on. There is more bad luck than good luck in sales. It's just the way it is. So you've got to figure out what can you control. And you can always control the words that come out of your mouth. You can choose the word, you can make the word choice, you can choose the tonality, and you can choose how you deliver them. You control your activity. How and where you spend your time matters. You can control how much and how good your preparation is, your training, your research, your practice. You can control your attitude towards your daily activity. And that comes from Matt Millen of Outreach. And here's a random tip that just kind of fits that I want to throw in here. Always be more respectful than you think you need to be, and you will become more respected. So Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog is really very simple. Just look at the number of difficult things you need to do every single day. Tackle the one you want to avoid the most first. Get it off your plate. Move to number 2. Move to number 3. Before you know it, these things are going to be off your plate. All that angst you're feeling, all that anxiety you're feeling is going to go away. You're going to simply have a better day. This has been Deep Recruiting. Please email us at deeprecruiting@teamgtn.com with subjects you'd like us to cover and address. We're very excited to get your emails. We're excited about every like, every comment, every share you make of this podcast. The more we can grow it, the better off we're all going to be. We can start bringing in some exciting guests. So we appreciate you tuning in every single week. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Make a sale, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a bunch.